What's up, everybody, and welcome to Buzzworthy TV, and I'm your girl, Lady T. So, y'all, I'm going to make this short and sweet because I think I'm going to work on making my videos a little bit shorter. So, we're going to get into this mess with Escape. Child, no wonder it was only 6 episodes because this mess that's going on with this group is freaking draining. It's draining to us, and I mean, granted, it's entertaining at the same time, but it's draining to us as the public. So I can imagine what they've been going through. But anyway, before we get into the drama, I need you guys to do me a few things. Number 1, like the video. Thank you. Number 2, subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much. And then number 3, drop a comment down in the comment section. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. As you guys know, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and we also are in the midst of our giveaway. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel so that we can get to those 1,000 subscribers, and then leave a comment in the comment section so I can know who you are and enter you into the giveaway. Okay, so you all, let's get into this really quick. Okay, I'm just here to just drop off this tea. I'm here for a short time, not a long time. Okay, now let me tell you, if we're not talking about the SWB and Escape show, the Queens of R&B, if we're not talking about the actual episode, we're talking about the drama that's going on. Like, literally, it's so much going back and forth. It is freaking ridiculous. So, as you all may know, Tasha Scott, because everybody's been dragging Tasha Scott because of how she's been acting. She's acting like she's the Beyonce of the group. She just wants to distance herself without even talking to anyone. She wants to play victim all the time. She allegedly stole from her sister back in the day. It's so much going on, okay? So everyone was dragging Tasha, and Tasha has a album coming out. She has a gospel album coming out on Good Friday, and she actually has a single out right now called Stay With Me. So she's promoting that, and of course, in conjunction with that, she's promoting the show, The Queens of R&B. Coincidence? I think the freak not. Okay? That's part of the problem, and that's why I put on my thumbnail, they gotta go. And by they, I mean Tasha and her husband. They gotta go. Okay, so Tasha has been going around on this victim, aka apology tour, aka doing damage control, okay? Because she's getting dragged all over the place, okay? And she's trying to salvage some of her reputation by doing these interviews. Now, when she does these interviews, she's trying to make it seem like she's so willing and she's open and it's bigger than them and they just really need to talk so they can come together for the fans. But I'm like, girl, what was all this when they was trying to talk to you? What was all this when they was trying to give you the floor? Now, she said it was a lot of stuff that was cut out. Now, I'm going to get to what she was saying was come out because we're going to get to both of her interviews. First, we're going to get to the interview that she did a couple days ago when she was talking about her sister and still gaslighting her sister and making it seem like she got something wrong with her. Let's get into it, y'all. All right, you all, we're going to just listen to it because I don't need no copyrights, okay? So we're just going to listen to it real quick. This is her first interview that she did earlier this week, and then we're going to play part of the clip of an interview that she did yesterday at V103. So y'all, here we go.
Now, speaking of the bitter portion, I got to talk about what happened this week that we all saw between you and your sister, and I want to hear from you on the other side. Check it out.
When you do things wrong, Mama get quiet. What do I do wrong? You stole my money. Mama didn't say nothing. When you and Rocky stole my money, Mama didn't say nothing. Mama got quiet, just like she quiet now.
That's your sister Tamika, who has alleged that you and your husband, or husband more specifically, took some of her royalty money. Is that true?
No, well, my thing is this. When it comes down to family, I like to keep things, we deal with it behind closed doors. And so that's what we do. My sister and I have been through a lot. And I'll say that when my father left, my sisters had issues with things in life. And so we've always tried to keep that to the side. Whenever she's confronted with anything, it's always this, and that. And it has nothing to do with anything, to be honest with you. And I don't like to really talk about the things that we go through because I keep that behind closed doors. But as an older sister, there was no favoritism or anything like that. If you're the older sister, the mother, or...
Now, speaking of the bitter pork,
and my sister, she's confronted with anything, it's always this, and that. And it has nothing to do with anything, to be honest with you. And I don't like to really talk about the things that we go through because I keep that behind closed doors. But as an older sister, there was no favoritism or anything like that. If you're the older sister, the mother or the father always comes to the oldest. They like, you know better. So talk to your little sister.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get a chance to really talk to her, and things kind of spiraled downhill because we didn't have that conversation. And mom is a matriarch who helps put things together. And my sister just lashes out. I love her, and I wouldn't want anybody else to talk about it, but we're going to make sure that we fix this with God's help, for sure.
Now, speaking of the bitter...
Okay. And she goes on to say, too, that she's open to doing a tour. Once the business is handled, she'll be ready to go back on tour with the girls. And I'm like, how, Sway? Because as of right now, they're done with you. They're tired, especially Candy. But we're going to get into that in a minute, okay? So she's on, these interviews trying to act like everything's all roses and butterflies and that it's just a little bit of drama, but it's nothing that deep that they can't get over. Lady, you done stole this lady money. If you didn't, your husband did, and you covering for him. You won't admit it. You keep gaslighting her, making her seem like she's the problem. And if you're not picking on her, making her seem like she's the problem, you're going at Candy. You trying to stop people's bags because you're too busy trying to be the Beyonce of the group. How you gonna come back from all that, okay? So anyway, along on her apology / damage control tour / I'm the victim tour, she went on to B103 yesterday, and Big Tigger was just asking her what would it take for them to mend fixes and get back together, and if she had a message for them. Well, actually, Big Tigger and Shamia asked her, and this is what she had to say.
And talk to them and say anything to them, what would you even say? What's the conversation?
When we talk about our legacy, and when we think about the fans, let's really keep that in mind and not get so caught up in self. I mean, I'm talking about me included. It's like when you think about how many people have talked about how we've gotten them through with the music, how a lot of people come to me and say, I was going to take my life. So this is deeper than just us having this on the surface, and we just got to get past it. At the end of the day, I think that we will. I really do.
I pray that you guys do.
I've been praying about that every night, actually, to see how this is going to pan out. But this show, sometimes when people are put in front of the camera and they say things, and they spew out lies, who cares about the truth when the lie is so entertaining? Like, it's just so entertaining. There's so much to be like, oh, well, I can say this and people will believe it.
What do you feel like the biggest lie was for you?
It's a lot. It's a lot of things in the scenes that you guys are not seeing. There was one scene in particular that I actually sat down to talk about business, talk about how I felt. Even with Candy in our conversation, I told her, I said, listen, I was there for it when your baby was born. Like, for you, texting you, making sure you were cool. I was there at all of her events. When she was on the front cover of Essence, I was the only group member there. When she did her play, I wanted to show support, but I never nobody reciprocates that with me. But listen, I've done my part. That's all I can do.
Okay.
Dragging Candy.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so you guys heard her perspective. Her perspective is that she's been a supportive one. Particularly, she wanted to point out Candy, how she's been there for Candy, and she doesn't get that reciprocated. Well, now, it may seem like that because, let's be honest, if you all follow them on social media, Tasha, again, in conjunction with the premiere of their new reality show, had a listening party for her new album, and she invited the girls, but she invited them as an afterthought. So she was so busy trying to be the diva. Didn't nobody have her number up until a few weeks prior to them all getting ready to do promotion for the reality show. And the only one who still has her number right now is Tiny. Okay? And she texts Tiny about the listening party and then said after, oh, and tell the other girls too. So yeah, she did what I thought she was going to do. When I heard about that, when Candy mentioned I'll speak on it, I said, yeah, she invited particularly Candy and Tamika as an afterthought, so it can just be put out there that she did invite them and then they didn't support. You know, she wants to always make herself to be the victim. She's always the one that's done wrong, and she's always the one that's willing to talk and discuss. Now, again, reality shows do edit out a lot of things, so we don't see the whole picture. I get that. But for Tiny, who's always been a neutral one, to be fed up and to agree with everything that not only Candy is saying, but Tamika is saying, who's also her own sister. And again, Tiny, who is the neutral one, the one that keeps everybody together, okay, is agreeing with everything that's happened in regards to Tasha and Rocky doing shady business. In regards to doing shady business, well, should I say, speaking of doing shady business, Tamika dropped her video this morning for episode 2, y'all. So go to her YouTube channel because her thoughts on episode 2 have dropped. And particularly, she wanted to respond to the seemingly threat that Rocky had put out there on the show. And we're going to listen to her thoughts on what she thought about Rocky and his so-called threats. Okay, guys, now once again, we're going to have to listen to this because I don't need Miss Tamika Scott hitting me with a copyright claim, okay? So here we go.
I'm being called out by Tamika. Yeah. When you scream somebody's name, you got to deal with what come with it. Deal with what come with it.
So I'm just trying to figure out what the consequences. So I'm waiting on the consequences to see what those are for telling the truth. I know he got something coming. Because I don't know if y'all watched R&B Diva. It was a confrontation where on R&B Divas, he got into it with Nikki Gilbert's husband. And I was told, allegedly, I took that for Candy, that he pulled a gun out on her husband. And after that, it was no more R&B Diva. And I heard Nikki say that she talked about the situation online, and she was saying that her husband's life meant more than that show. So, I mean, you know, he's known to be a bully. He's known to pull guns out. He pulled a gun out on this guy named Lawrence, this producer. And Lawrence he had to go to the hospital, and he had a stroke. So, you know, my sister's husband, he's a bully. He's a bully. If y'all ain't figured that out by now, he's a bully. So I'm just trying to figure out what the consequences are, Rocky. What are those consequences? And you're not going to threaten me like you threatened them. And you're definitely not going to pull a gun out on me like you did them. Because guess what? My God don't play with. But anyway, when they act.
So I remember when Nikki Gilbert talked about that incident. Because again, you all, I love me some R&B divas. Again, I started this channel to review R&B divas, okay? So I love the show, and I remember Nikki Gilbert talking about that being one of the reasons why she stepped away from the show. Of course, other things with production and how they were trying to amp up all the drama and the beef for entertainment, and she didn't want all that. She wanted to be more organic, and they were just trying to make out to be the villain. It was just too much. So anyway, I remember her speaking on this, and she brought up again during the pandemic. And I remember in the beginning, she wouldn't say who it was. And then towards, like later on, as time went on, she kind of let it be known somewhat that it was Tasha's husband. Okay? So Rocky around here being scantless. So not only are we getting like slimy vibes coming through the screen, it's real. Okay? The vibes that we feeling, we ain't wrong, y'all. We are definitely not wrong. Because he's sitting up there pulling guns, threatening people. Who knows what else they was dealing with behind the scenes, putting up with him and his so-called management. Okay? So no wonder they seem like they tired and defeated. They're over all of this. Okay? So like I said, Tamika did her review for episode 2. She dropped that this morning, right before Escape did their interview for V103. Now, they went on V103 just to not only promote the show, but just to clear some things up, because Tasha, as I said, was there yesterday. Now, Tasha wants to make it seem like, I just want to have a conversation. I just feel like we sweep things under the rug, and once we have that conversation, we'll be able to move forward. Okay, it's bigger than us, all this. But my thing is, was it bigger than y'all when you were sitting up there, like I said, isolating yourself, not willing to talk, not getting to the business? It was bigger than y'all then too, but you were so focused on yourself. Now you're trying to backtrack because you're getting dragged, and you know ain't nobody about to buy that solo album. Why? Because ain't nobody liking you right now. Okay? So, as I said, excuse me, y'all, they went to V103 this morning, and basically they saying that they're tired. You know, Tasha changed her number. For the longest time, none of the members of Escape had her number. They only could talk to her through her management and her entourage. They had set up shows, and they were told by management that she wasn't available to do shows and all this other stuff. And, you know, Tamika said that she wanted to talk to her sister before they started filming because she didn't want all this to blow over onto the show. And unfortunately, she didn't want to talk about what was going on, and it went over to the show and to the group dynamic. It's just all a mess now. Okay? And now I want to play something in regards to what Tamika said in regards to how Rocky was trying to stop Bags in regards to them trying to move forward as a trio. Let's listen. All right, y'all, we're going to listen to this because this was scandalous.
Her husband was going to promoters saying last year, oh, Tasha's not available. I mean, you could try to get the other 3, but it's no escape without Tasha because she's Beyonce of the group. Like, several promoters have come back and told us this, trying to stop our paper. Her husband was going to promoters.
Okay, so that's better, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah. So he's sitting up there talking to promoters like, yeah, Tasha's not with them. So while y'all trying to book them, the Beyonce of the group ain't with them right now. She ain't available. So you can book them if you want to, but I don't know how they gonna do. I don't know if they gonna sell. You know, the voice of the group is gone. I was like, what? What? Now see, this is why they gotta go. This is why they gotta go. Because Tasha too busy running behind Rocky and doing whatever Rocky say, and too busy running after a non-existent solo career. Okay? And Rocky's too busy pulling guns on people, threatening people, and stopping people's bags. So they both got to go. Okay? How the heck? So you sitting up there telling everybody, oh, if Tasha ain't there, there ain't no group. So the promoters thankfully took a chance on them. They started killing it, and they started booking more shows, which are leading all the way up and through the summer of this year. But yeah, they literally attempted to stop their bag. They literally tried to sabotage them to the fact that they were going to disband without her by making sure that they didn't have no shows to book. Wow, Rocky, you a piece of freaking work. So anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think about all this. And do y'all think Tasha's just being misunderstood? I don't. I actually think she's playing the victim. Do you think Rocky is just looking out for the best interest of his wife / his client? Nope. I think he's a jerk. And I think he's scandalous. And I think he's a snake. But anyway, y'all, those are just my opinions. Till next time, y'all. Peace and love.